LSU men's basketball team looks to win 2 straight on the road tonight when they travel to Gainesville, Florida to take on the Gators. The game is set for an 8 o'clock tip-off over at the O'Connell Center. LSU is presently in a tie for second in the league with Auburn as it tries to obtain one of the 4 double byes into the league quarterfinals, bypassing the first 2 days of the conference tournament. Will Wade was speaking with the media earlier this week and was talking about LSU and the scheduling.
I totally get LSU gets a lot of money from the networks. The coaching salaries are a lot of money from the networks. Our players have nice stuff because of the networks. I totally got that. But there's stuff we can control that we don't control, or we just say forget about student athlete welfare for everybody else. LSU, you go figure it out yourself. So I mean, there's stuff that we can control that we don't control very well.
Will Wade going to stop by here at 7:30 this morning.
What better way to fit in as an LSU fan than to paint yourself as the victim? I mean, we love it over here. Everybody's always trying to get one over on us.
LSU returns home to face Texas A&M Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf will have his number retired. He'll join us 8 o'clock Friday morning. LSU Baseball, Tigers are back in the box this Wednesday to take on Louisiana Tech. Starting pitcher will be Brandon Kaminer. Kaminar?
We said there.
I know.
Isn't there an I at the end?
No, it's Kaminar. No, it's not Kaminar. Oh. that's a restaurant. But man,
it's Kaminar.
We sat there for like 5 minutes before the show and workshopped
so
this.
Stressed on the read-in too.
Kaminar. What a weird way to screw it up too.
No, it's Kaminar.
No, I know,
yeah,
but you had to. But to go with the Kaminar.
Turn it on you. They played. LSU will travel this weekend to Houston to the Minute Maid Park and play in the Shriners Hospital for Children's College Classic, marking LSU's third appearance in the event. First since 2017, Tigers will face Texas, Baylor, and Oklahoma at Minute Maid this weekend.
So what's special about Kaminer, though?
Lefty.
There you go.
LSU football NFL Combine. Joe Burrow spoke with the media on Tuesday. Here was some of what Burrow was talking about. He was asked if he's excited to go back to his home state to play in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 2 hours, 15 minutes from my house. And I could go home for dinner if I wanted to. Not a lot of pro athletes could get to do that.
Burrow talked about some of the conversations he's had with NFL coaches.
We're just going to talk ball, just like every other team. I'm excited to, get to know what their offense looks like, what they see from me, what they see that I can get better. That's something I'm asking all these teams when I'm interviewing with them. What do you think I could get better at? Because I'm always trying to learn, always trying to improve.
It's a great interview technique, right? Now, I want to ask you now, where can I improve? So he is going to meet with the Bengals today. By the way, Zach Taylor coming out and also revealing that he's a flat 9 as well. So welcome to the club, Zach Taylor. Pretty successful. He's like 30, and he's an NFL head coach.
Burrow was asked about the 15-0 championship run for the Tigers and how it got him prepared for this moment.
It was a grueling season, and this is a grueling week when you play 15 games. I mean, we basically played an NFL season. We were playing into the first week of the playoffs. So I think that the length of the season is really going to help me next year. And then, I mean, this is a grueling week. You guys know how it is. We have medicals, interviews with teams all week. So, it's a long week, but I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's someone who he doesn't even have to do any on-field workouts because of the leverage that he talked about.
Colin Cowherd of Fox Sports, host of The Herd, not a believer in Burrow or the hand size measurement.
Cincinnati is a cold, wet, windy area. It'd be different if he's playing in a dome, maybe, behind a great offensive line. But he's going to be playing behind a bad offensive line in a wet, cold division. Hand size doesn't matter, gripping the ball. In the last decade in the NFL, 3 players have had concerns about hand size. Chad Henne, Ryan Tannehill, and Jared Goff.
How do you finish that statement? Because Goff went to a Super Bowl in like his second year in the NFL. Here's the deal with Cowherd is that he like I said, there's a lot of real estate to be gained if you go anti-Burrow right now, because there has not been a prospect in a long time that is as much of a consensus, like we think this guy is going to be successful as Joe Burrow. And so if nobody else is on that other side, sure, you plant your flag there, and if you're wrong, it doesn't really matter. But if you're right, you get to do the Cowherd I Told You So tour. But the thing is, correlation does not always equal causation, right? And he hit on one thing there. Yes, the Bengals have a bad offensive line. So Burrow could struggle, right, because of this bad offensive line. And then if he fumbles because he's getting hit because of this bad offensive line, it's actually because of the O-line, but he gets sits and, well, see, it's those tiny hands. Those tiny hands, which I'll link the article in the huddle. There is zero evidence that hand size actually matters when it comes to NFL play.
They don't even have a standard measurement. Like, they don't even have the standard way of measuring. You could go to the NFL Combine and have your hand measured one way, show up to your pro day, have it measured another way, then go interview for a team and have it measured a third way.
Well, the article that I'll link, one of the points in it is that the pinky, when throwing a football, is almost literally a vestigial piece of the process. Like you could cut it off and it does not matter. Pat Mahomes talks about how he does entire throwing drills with his pinky not even on the football. The NBA actually measures from the bottom of your palm to the top of your middle finger because they don't care about the pinky, and yet the pinky is critical in establishing that combine hand measurement. So
I feel like we need to do some new measurements in this room.
NBA last night, round
chill
one
out.
of LeBron and Zion.
We're going to stick with 9. We're all good.
The King had 40 points and 8 rebounds in his first career meeting with Zion Williamson while leading the LA Lakers to their 6th straight victory, 118-109 over the Pels. Williamson had 29 points and 6 boards in his first showdown with James and Davis. Brandon Ingram had 34 points. Drew Holiday had 11 points and 9 assists. He had to guard LeBron on the defensive end. Lonzo Ball had 10 points, 8 assists, and 8 boards. Next up, the Pelicans will host the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday night. Then LeBron, AD, and the Lakers are in town Sunday night for a game that will be featured on ESPN.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a lot more, but we've talked so much MJ lately, in that Kevin Garnett story the other day where they just basically talk about how when MJ wants to, he can just take over. That was LeBron last night. He proved why he's the best player in the NBA, and the Pelicans are still, they're doing a very good job of beating the bad teams. They still got a ways to go so they can beat teams like that consistently. I mean, Ingram and Zion were excellent, 34 and 29, but in the fourth when they had to have it, they just couldn't get it going.